Let me ask you a question. If your life were a business, would it be a Fortune 500 business, or one that's barely surviving, or a business that's filing for bankruptcy? Here's the thing. When it comes to money, great businesses do not wing it, and neither should you. In this video, I'm breaking down the 20 powerful business rules that will flip your finances from barely surviving to thriving. And here's a quick warning. This is not for people who love excuses. This is for people who want results. So if you love excuses, time to check out. If you want results, keep watching. Before we dive in, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest helpful financial wellness tips for your success. So we're going to talk about the 3 categories of these rules, the 20 rules. We're going to categorize them in 3 different buckets that will help you stay structured on your journey to financial freedom. The very first category, the very first bucket would be the foundational rules, the basics, the fundamentals that you need. You must not deviate from these rules. You have to master these foundational rules if you want to thrive. And the second bucket will be the growth rules. These are rules that would help you maximize your earnings, your income, and your investing. And the third bucket will be the long-term wealth building rules. Rules that would help you secure financial freedom at some point in your life. Every great business, I don't care what it is, Apple, Facebook, Nvidia, every great business starts with a solid foundation. Think about building a house. You never start from the roof. You got to start from the foundation. These fundamental rules give you a solid base. The skyscrapers, the high-rise buildings you see in Boston, New York, London, LA, these buildings have foundations that go several hundred feet underneath the surface of the earth. And these buildings, all we see is just what's above the surface, but we forget about the foundation. And same applies to your financial life. You gotta have a solid foundation, a deep foundation that grounds you. So the very first rule we're gonna talk about now would be a foundational rule, a fundamental rule. And in business, this rule is revenue must exceed expenses. If your income cannot cover your lifestyle, how long do you have until you're drowning in debt? The goal for most successful businesses is profitability. So successful businesses want to stay profitable. And this basically means that the revenue, what's coming in, must exceed what's going out, the expenses. Think about your life, your financial life, like the bathtub. When you get in the bathtub, you have the drain, that's your expenses. And you have the faucet, that's your income. You always have to spend less than you earn. Because if what's coming in to the faucet, your income, is not enough to fill the tub, that means that the drain is bigger than the faucet. What's going through the drain is bigger than what's coming into the faucet. So never get in the habit of overspending. Look at your expenses today. Take a look at your revenue. Take a look at your income. And figure out what particular expenses and track them with free apps. Number 2, cash flow. Cash flow is king. Great businesses understand that in order for them to stay successful, they have to manage their money by maintaining enough liquidity. Think about your paycheck coming in, and before the paycheck hits your bank account, the money is already spent. Think about how stressed you would be. Just picture how stressed that situation can be. That means you have cash flow issues, liquidity problems. When it comes to your finances, you want to have enough liquidity to cover your essentials, your needs, and your emergencies, the rainy days. Number 3, great businesses operate on a budget. I mean, if you don't know where your money is going, how would you figure out when it's disappearing? Like, how would you stop it from disappearing? You have to understand where your money is going. A budget is not a punishment. Think about a budget like a GPS. If you don't have a GPS, you're going to hope you know where you're going and you're going to wander aimlessly. Same with the budget. The budget keeps you in check. Great businesses have strict budgets, and these budgets go towards things like projects that they have to spend on, capital expenses that they have to spend on, and projects that move the business plan, that help them accomplish the business plan that they have set for themselves. So when it comes to your finances, you want to ensure that you have a budget that would keep you on track. Number 4, this is very important. Build reserves. Great businesses have enough to weather the market cycles. They understand that the market shifts. They understand that there can be changes within the market cycles, different cycles. And they plan and have enough to weather the storms. No matter what time in the market they're in, they're best positioned to come out at the top. And when it comes to your personal finances, you want to ensure that you have enough emergency fund, you have enough cash to ride out the tough times. So start today, even if it's just $1 a day, start saving $1 a day and putting it away for emergencies. That might seem so small, but it's going to add up and save you through the rough times ahead, because the crisis will come. Number 5, pay yourself first. Great businesses understand that they have to reinvest in their business through R&D. And when it comes to you as an individual, why would you prioritize everyone else's needs and forget about your own future growth? So you want to pay yourself first by taking some money off the top, off every paycheck. You want to automate that and send that into your transfer, your savings account, transfer that to a savings account, and don't touch that money. Even if it's just $10 a day, start from there. Great businesses understand that you have to position yourself to where you have enough money to spend on extras and acquisitions and things of that nature. Number 6, this is something that gets a lot of people caught up. Even people who have made hundreds of millions of dollars, they fall for this one. And great businesses, successful businesses that have been through the test of times, they understand this. Number 6 is plan for taxes. So great businesses throughout the year, they're always strategically planning for the taxes. They don't wait until tax season. When it comes to your life, your personal finances, you want to strategically, actively, ahead of time, plan for the taxes, your deductions, your withholdings. Meet with your CPA. Talk about your income, your revenue if you have a business, and figure out exactly what all you have to deduct, and make sure you're positioned to come out ahead when it comes to the taxes. Because the last thing you want is a surprise from Uncle Sam. You want to make sure you have enough money to pay the IRS if they come knocking. Number 7 is track your key metrics. How do you know how well you're doing if you're not measuring how you're doing? When it comes to business, great businesses track their KPIs, key performance indicators. This gives them an idea of how they're performing. It gives them an idea of how they're performing versus the plan, versus the competition, versus the market. They have key business metrics, key performance indicators like their utilization rate, their revenue, their unbilled labor, their accounts receivable. They have these different metrics depending on the industry. When it comes to your personal life, you want to be able to track your income, your expenses, your net worth. These are some key metrics you have to track, and even your credit score, because these are things that would help position you for the best financial health. Now we're going to jump into the next bucket of rules. These are the growth rules, the rules that will help you maximize your income, your earnings through investing and other strategies. So these rules help businesses survive, but not just survive, but grow and outperform over time. The same with your finances. You don't just want to survive, you want to thrive. So the very first rule we're going to talk about here is diversifying your income stream. Great businesses have different product lines, different service lines. They never rely on just one service. Even if they're in one vertical, they still have different streams, different service lines under the same vertical. And that's how they weather the storm. That's how they stay afloat. So when it comes to your personal life, you have to ensure that your finances is not just hinged around one source. Because one source is too close to disaster. What happens if you get laid off? What happens if your car breaks down? What happens if things come up, the unforeseen happens to that source of income? I'm not saying go out there and get multiple jobs just yet, or go out there and get multiple jobs at all. What I'm saying is look for ways to take the money you make and invest in things that will produce you more income. That way you're not solely reliant on a single source of income. Number nine is one that is very strategic, and this is what makes good businesses become great businesses. And this would catapult you from being good with your finances to being great with your finances. And this is focusing on your ROI, your return on investment. So I want you to think about your ROI as something that helps you decide what to take on. Like a farmer who plants a crop during a season, several crops. If a farmer plants several crops, and let's say 2 out of the crops do pretty well, and the third one doesn't do well, next season the farmer likely won't be planting the crop. He'll plant the 2 that did pretty well because he got a better return on his effort. Same with your money. Great businesses do this all the time. They invest in things that yield better results, and they don't invest in things that don't perform well. So you have to ask yourself, from a long-term standpoint, this decision I'm making now, how much return will it bring to me on my effort, on my time, and my investment, your money? Number 10 is also something that most people frown on. This can be very controversial, and this is leverage. You don't want to over leverage, but you need leverage if you want to grow. I'm not going to say you need it, but businesses who have been successful, they have some debt, some leverage on their balance sheet. But the thing that separates these businesses from businesses that fail is that they don't spread themselves too thin. So when it comes to your finances, you never want to spread yourself too thin. You basically want to make sure that you have enough service income coming to service your debt. You don't want to get in a position where you can't service your debt. Leverage is good. Leverage is doing more with less. And businesses understand this. So they use leverage to create opportunities for themselves. They use leverage to acquire new businesses. They use debt to acquire new businesses, to build new projects, to acquire assets that will yield income, that will yield profits for them. So when it comes to your personal finances, you want to use leverage to invest in things that will grow your money, that will bring you opportunities. This can be education, this can be connections, this can be network. Anything that produces more or brings in more for you, that's something you really want to put leverage on. And that can be time, money, and effort. Other people's effort. Number 11, always reinvest profits. Great businesses understand that they have to reinvest. They have to take something off the top to fuel future growth. And this is what helps them stay ahead of the pack. This is something that basically keeps you ahead of the competition from a financial standpoint. Reinvesting is almost like you planting a fruit that you just harvested, right? And when you plant the fruit and you harvest it during harvest season, you have some of that left over to plant for the next planting season. But when you eat everything you just planted, you're likely going to be in a position where you don't have anything else to plant come the next season. So always remember to take something off the top for the next season. Number 12, invest in assets and not liabilities. We talked about this briefly before. I don't care what it is. Take $10, $20, $30 a week and just invest in low risk fractional stocks, ETFs. I don't know, whatever you think is attainable to you. Take some money and invest in assets, no matter how small, because assets in the long term would set you up for financial success. Great businesses, they acquire businesses, competitions, they acquire tools, they acquire machineries, they acquire resources that will help them grow, that will help position them for market success. So you should do the same thing when it comes to your finances. always invest in assets and not liabilities. Number 13, this is something that is key, and this comes in your everyday life. Great businesses understand that you have to always negotiate deals. So number 13, always negotiate deals. You might just be one question away from saving yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars. Great businesses, they negotiate things from the payment terms to the schedule of payment to the terms and conditions on the contract to even insurance and basically anything you can think of that would be material to their business. They negotiate everything. And when it comes to your daily life and your finances, you want to negotiate the services being rendered to you, the bills you get on your desk. You want to negotiate those. You want to negotiate your salary. You want to call your insurance carrier. You want to negotiate. You want to ask for a discount. Something as simple as asking for, hey, what promotions do you have today? What deals are you running currently? These are things that can help you put some more money in your bank account or put some more money back in your pocket. Number 14, outsource to experts. Great businesses understand that they can't do it alone. They can't go where they want to go just by themselves. How much more when it comes to your finances, you don't have the expertise to manage certain amounts of money. You have to reach out to the key people, the people who are specialized in that field, the financial advisors, the coaches. And you want to ask people who have been where you want to go, people who have been successful doing the things that you intend to do, the specialists, the CPAs, the lawyers. You want to ask them, the investment advisors, you want to ask them for help versus struggling on your own. So always outsource to experts. Number 15, you want to monitor your competition. People might think that this is just cheesy, but even in a game, great players understand that they have to study the rival. You're not just studying the rival just to study them, but you want to watch their every move so you know how you can apply yours. Great businesses do this all the time in the marketplace. How can you stay ahead when you don't even know who is with you or what people around you are doing? How do you know you're even ahead of the pack? So when it comes to your money, you want to take a look at people who have been where you want to be or who have gone to places you want to go to financially. Influencers online, financial influencers who are successful, not just those who are brandishing material things. People who have been where you want to be, people who have the proof. You want to watch what they're doing. So also watch people who are on the same journey as you are. Watch what they're doing and take a leaf, borrow a leaf from their book, and that will help you financially. So businesses know that watching the market is a key. So you got to apply that to your own life too. Number 16, invest in your greatest asset, yourself. So how would you expect the world to invest in you when you don't even invest in yourself? I mean, that's just crazy for you to expect other people to invest in you when you don't even make the effort to invest in yourself. Great businesses understand this. They invest in their business. They do this through optimizing their processes, sending their people to trainings, and doing things that will position them for even better success. So when it comes to your personal life, you want to reinvest in yourself. Take some money off the table, put it for yourself, acquire the skill, acquire the connections, and the opportunities that will position you for better success and more income and maximizing your earning power. Number 17, before we get into number 17, the last four that we're going to talk about here are the long-term rules. These are rules that ensure that you have sustainability, that you have lasting financial success. So if you're seeking financial freedom, this is for you. So number 17, you have to have a vision and a mission. So what is your financial North Star? If you don't have a financial North Star, you're just going to wander aimlessly. So your vision is something that you're targeting, something you're working towards, something that gives you a purpose on the financial journey. So you want to have a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan, and even a 30-year plan. And this is what keeps you grounded. So great businesses, they thrive on purpose and not just wandering aimlessly. So you have to give your money purpose. You have to have a structured plan for your personal finances. And this is what ensures the long-term sustainability, the long-term viability of your earnings and your income. Number 18. This is one that can be controversial, but yet very essential. This will ensure that you keep growing, that you keep waxing even better than you've done in the past phases of your life. And number 13 is cut the bottom 10%. It's like a farmer pruning a tree. You have to trim the bushes. You have to cut the weeds. So trim the bottom 10%. Great businesses understand this. And every year, take a look, they assess their product lines, they assess their services, their people, and they cut out the bottom. So you have to always target the bottom 10% in your life. Think about your closet. You walk into your closet, you have some clothes, a shirt, an old shirt that you've never worn for 2 years. And that's worn out, but it's just taking up space. The moment you get rid of that, you create space for new stuff. So number 19, be proactive and not reactive. Great businesses, they anticipate what's coming ahead. They know the cycles, they understand the market. They study the market conditions. They study the political environment. And they anticipate certain things and position themselves to best excel when those things come up. So you always want to, within your personal finances, take a look at the things that pose a risk to your finances. Is it an unexpected medical bill? Take a look at that and have a plan for how you can mitigate that financial risk before it becomes a disaster. Maybe the plan could be you purchasing an insurance for that. Number 20 is do not let emotions drive your decisions. Never let emotions rule decisions. Great businesses understand that they have to operate off of data and not feelings. They make decisions off of data. So when it comes to your personal finances, you want to use logic and analysis to make decisions that will impact your finances. The next time you're wanting to purchase a big item, like a vehicle, a house, something that really costs a pretty penny, you want to make sure that you're not just acting on impulse. You want to wait 24 hours at least, if possible 30 days, and do a good amount of analysis to ensure that this is something that will put you on the positive side and not take you 10 steps backward in your financial journey. Let me know what you think about these 20 rules. Which of these rules sticks out to you the most? Which of these rules have you implemented in your life, and which do you plan on implementing? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.